morning, Designport.
Good morning, Jane.
Welcome to the secret garden at the Mouse House. So we're here in the Mouse House, which is a house that my husband and I bought 15 years ago as just a rental investment. He owned the house next door, which is how I met him. I rented it just after my separation and fell in love with my landlord, who's now my husband, and then ended up buying this. Never intending to live here, but when we sold our family home last year, we thought, well, the market is so insane, we're not buying now, let's camp out in the Mouse House just until everything settles down and we've decided what we want to do next. And it turns out I've fallen slightly in love with the Mouse House. That's my favourite garden ever. When we moved in last October, the whole thing was just grass. I had this vision for something very, almost like a secret garden where you walk in and you don't quite know what is going on behind the door, and then it's this lush oasis. I had my gardener create these wide gravel paths, and we turned the top terrace into gravel. So I grew up in London, but I also grew up in the south of France, and I wanted something that felt very European. My personal thing is purple, blues and whites in a garden, tiny bit of pink, but I don't like the hot colours, and I repeat plantings. In England, there's an old thing where you always plant in threes, or you plant in odd numbers always. We've got Nepeta, catmint, Stachys byzantina, which is lamb's ear, alliums, and I have one opium poppy, but no one's going to get high from one opium poppy. One of the things that a friend of mine did in England, which I love, is she would fill gaps in her beds with just pots, with pretty pots with flowers, and so I've got to get a few more pots to fill the gaps. So now we're on the terrace that has actually become an extension of our house. The reason it's called the Mouse House is because it's tiny, but this upper terrace now acts as an incredible outdoor room, and we are outside all summer. The one thing that I might add is a pergola, a very simple pergola, but with perhaps perspex on top. So if it's raining, we can still sit out here, because that's always the challenge. This is entirely weather dependent. But this is the secret garden. Thank you for coming.